Imagine biting into something so spicy that your body doesn't just sweat, it panics. Your eyes water, your nose runs, and suddenly you're questioning all your life choices. Now multiply that by 10, and you've got Pepper X, the hottest chili pepper in the world. This fiery little green monster makes jalapeños taste like salad garnish and leaves even the bravest chili heads gasping for milk. But how did Pepper X come to exist? And why on earth would anyone want a pepper this painful? Let's turn up the heat and find out, right here on History of Food. First things first, what exactly is Pepper X? Officially crowned in 2023 as the world's hottest chili pepper by Guinness World Records, Pepper X clocks in at a mind-melting 2.69 million Scoville Heat Units. For context, a jalapeno averages around 5,000 Scovilles. Do the math, and you'll realize Pepper X is roughly 500 times hotter than the pepper you slice into nachos without a second thought. This isn't just spice, it's chemical warfare. Let's discuss the Scoville scale, the official measurement of pepper heat. It's basically a chart that tells you how much capsaicin, the chemical compound that creates that burning sensation, is in a pepper. The higher the number, the more likely you are to regret your choices. Bell peppers, 0. Jalapeños, 5,000. Ghost peppers, about 1 million. Carolina Reaper, the previous record holder, around 1.6 million. And then Pepper X stomps in at 2.69 million, looking down on the others like pathetic. It's less of a food and more of a fire hazard. Pepper X wasn't an accident. It was the brainchild of Ed Currie, a chili breeder from South Carolina, who seems determined to push the limits of human tolerance. He's also the man behind the Carolina Reaper, which held the world's hottest crown for a decade before Pepper X dethroned it. Currie is like Willy Wonka, if Willy Wonka's factory were dedicated to peppers that make people cry and question existence. His company, Pucker Butt Pepper Company, is ground zero for these botanical experiments in heat. At this point, you might be wondering, why? Why create a pepper that feels like a flamethrower to your tongue? Well, part of it is science, pushing the boundaries of capsaicin concentration. Part of it is bragging rights, because there's always a demand for the hottest pepper ever. And part of it is culinary curiosity. Extreme spice lovers want to test themselves, like climbers chasing Everest. Eating Pepper X is the food equivalent of saying, because it's there. Naturally, Pepper X gets compared to its predecessor, the Carolina Reaper. The Reaper had a menacing red color and a wrinkled, scythe-shaped tail, earning it a name that screamed danger. Pepper X, on the other hand, is lumpy, greenish-yellow, and honestly looks more like a mutant vegetable you'd throw out of the fridge. But don't let appearances fool you. While the Reaper was hot, Pepper X is hotter and delivers a slower, lingering burn. Instead of a quick punch, it's more like a marathon of pain. Ed Currie himself described it as immediate, brutal heat that keeps on building for 3 hours. 3 hours. That's not seasoning, that's endurance training. So why does eating Pepper X feel like sticking your tongue into lava? It all comes down to capsaicin. This compound binds to pain receptors in your mouth, the same ones that sense physical heat. That's why your brain thinks you're burning, even though the temperature hasn't changed. Your body reacts by sweating, producing mucus and sometimes releasing endorphins, which is why some people actually enjoy the rush. It's not far from a roller coaster, terrifying while you're in it, but exhilarating once you survive. Here's the kicker. Pepper X isn't really something you just bite into unless you've lost a bet. Instead, it's mostly used in hot sauces, where a few drops are enough to transform a dish into a trial by fire. Ed Currie himself uses Pepper X in The Last Dab, the infamous hot sauce featured on the YouTube show Hot Ones. Contestants on the show dab a tiny bit on their final wing, and it's usually followed by coughing, sweating, and a lot of existential dread. So yes, Pepper X is technically food, but only if you define food as something that makes you question your will to live. Chili culture is competitive, and Pepper X's rise hasn't been without controversy. There are always rival growers claiming they've bred hotter peppers, but Guinness World Records gave Pepper X the official crown. Until someone proves otherwise, it reigns supreme. It's a strange kind of arms race, except instead of missiles, it's peppers, and instead of nations, it's farmers. The battleground? Our taste buds. Believe it or not, there are actual benefits to peppers this hot. Capsaicin has been linked to boosting metabolism, reducing inflammation, and even helping with pain relief in topical creams. So in small amounts, these peppers aren't just torture, they're medicine. But let's be clear, eating Pepper X raw won't cure your arthritis. It'll probably just make you cry into a gallon of milk. Pepper X didn't just break records, it broke the internet. News outlets, YouTube channels, and food blogs all exploded with videos of people trying it. The reactions are half the entertainment, eyes watering, faces turning red, some people laughing through the pain, while others look like they're bargaining with the universe. It's the kind of spectacle that turns a pepper into a celebrity. Now here's the serious part. Is Pepper X actually dangerous? For most healthy people, eating a small amount won't kill you. It'll just make you wish you were dead for about an hour. But eating extreme amounts can cause nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, and in rare cases, more serious complications. Doctors advise caution, especially if you have heart problems or digestive issues. Pepper X is not a casual snack. Here's the twist. Peppers weren't always about punishment. Indigenous peoples in the Americas first cultivated chili peppers thousands of years ago, not for record-setting heat, but for flavor, preservation, and medicine. They were used to spice up meals, treat wounds, and even keep pests away. Pepper X is the extreme modern mutation of that tradition, proof of how far we've taken a food that once balanced flavor and health. Somewhere between useful plant and let's see if my tongue can survive this, Pepper X was born. So, is Pepper X really the hottest pepper ever? Yes, for now. With its 2.69 million Scovilles, it sits at the fiery peak of the chili world, terrifying taste buds and inspiring awe. But here's the twist. Pepper X isn't just about heat. It's about human nature, the drive to push boundaries, to test limits, to turn even something as simple as a pepper into an extreme sport. From ancient medicine to modern hot sauce challenges, peppers have always been more than food. Pepper X just happens to be the ultimate dare. So the next time you see a bottle of hot sauce labeled with Pepper X, remember, you're not just adding flavor, you're adding fire, history, and maybe a little bit of madness. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.